Holy childhood trauma, Batman! Tiki here, and I'm watching through Batman the Animated Series for the first time, episode by episode, and, oh boy, I'm coming upon a Raj Al Ghul episode, and, holy crap, there's some really horrific imagery in this one. I think I'm going to need to call in, not only the Batman the Animated Series expert in the room here, but also the big fan of Raj Al Ghul, Dragon.
Yeah, you see, folks, long ago I made a vow to educate Tiki in the ways of Batman the Animated Series, serving as his spirit guide to Gotham in a way, so I got him covered.
So tonight we're talking about Avatar, and this episode is definitely more The Last Airbender than James Cameron, Dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon, I gotta be straight up with you. I love this one.
Really?
This is one where I had no expectation for it going in, and coming out, I don't know. The third act really hit home for me, Dragon. Like, you know, I'm a big fan of scary imagery, and so yeah, needless to say, all that stuff with the freaking corpse that even Batman doesn't know how to deal with. Like, I'll go try and deal with that thing, Dragon. Oh my God! Everything in Act 3 was just freaking fantastic for me. And leading up to it, we get a lot of excellent Bruce and Talia stuff. A really good twist, a really good kind of backstab at the end. Believe it or not, I actually shoot, help me out here, Dragon. Infidel, what's his name?
Ubu. You love
Ubu. I actually really, really like him this time around. I loved his arc with Batman. So yeah, honestly, Dragon, this... I came in with no expectation, and this is, I don't want to say it's my favorite of Season 3, but it's up there. It's up there. It's definitely the one that surprised me the most.
Let me ask you this. Going into the episode, did you know it was going to be a Raj Al Ghul episode?
I did.
Okay, yeah, because I tried to obscure that last time, but I guess, well, I mean, to be fair, he's in the title card, so, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's also in the Amazon description, which is how I knew about it, but...
Oh. So there go my points for creativity, just straight out the window. just plummeting out the window. All right.
Oh, God.
Anyway. Okay, so a little context. There's not a whole lot of context to this episode. This one's very much kind of an animal of the animated series. So let me fire this one at you. Okay. So, this is directed by Kevin Altieri, who, of course, very appropriately, he had done the Raj Al Ghul episodes leading up to this. So far, it's been the same guy doing all the Raj Al Ghul episodes. He had Off Balance, which introduced him at the very end, as well as Talia. And, of course, one of my favorites, Demon's Quest, both parts. Altieri for the win, yeah.
This episode, just in general, it feels like, one of those sequels where it's not, as great as the original, but it's not as ambitious as the original anyway, so it doesn't really need to live up to the original, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Where it's Demon's Quest is the epic, but this is like the Toy Story 4 of the Raj Al Ghul storylines,
Sure.
Alright.
Let's see, so this is written by Michael Reeves, the great Michael Reeves, who up to this point, just to give you a few examples, of course, he was one of the guys on Phantasm, one of the 4 writers on Phantasm. He had done a sideshow recently, and also a Bullet for Bullock. So Michael Reeves, associated with quality.
Nice.
And the studio that worked on this, and again, I'm not making this name up, folks, Studio Junio. See, here's one of the ways you can tell it's a Studio Junio episode, is that Studio Junio, one of the things they excel at are kind of the trippy imagery and, the morphing effects. Let me put it this way, TMS is, they were the ones about the really exceptional morphing effects. Studio Junio is, the really scary, drippy ones. They did Mudslide, and they did Dreams in Darkness, which has the third act where Batman's, he's tripping out on fear gas, and basically he sees the... on Fear Toxin, he basically sees all the villains morph and everything, Penguin's head explodes, that sort of weird stuff. So that's right up Studio Junio's house. So everything you love about Act 3, all Studio Junio, baby. Alright, let's see. Nice. So basically, the one main contextual thing you need to know about this is the next phase of Raj Al Ghul's stories are kind of tethered by what he's doing in this episode, and that Raj is looking for a substitute for the Lazarus Pit. That's why he kind of does what he does in this episode, because he can't use the Lazarus Pit anymore, because it's a crutch, and every time he uses it, the effects will run down faster and faster. So he's trying to find, and the tie-in comics do this as well, he's trying to find a substitute for it. so we can do. He'll do that so he can complete his mission, but he needs to live because Batman won't be his successor. You know, the whole ball of wax.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, Dragon, let's just go ahead and kick things off here.
We don't start
in. No, far from it. Far from it. We start in. I'm sorry, Dragon. Do you have the year?
Yes. So we're starting in Egypt, 1898.
1898. All right, so we see a little boy running to greet a very Indiana Jones looking spry young Ra's al Ghul. Dragon. This is such a cool image right here.
Tiki, that's not Ra's al Ghul.
God damn it.
Tiki, I'm gonna cushion the blow, though, man. I had the same thing when I watched that. The first time I
Dragon, honestly, I thought the whole. I wasn't sure. I should have clarified it with you, but no, but you understand the confusion, though, right?
Don't feel bad.
This is a Ra's al Ghul episode. This is a Ra's al Ghul episode, and we see him like he's a young man, and
Tiki, I had the same thing. Don't feel bad about it.
Okay.
That sort of thing with the episode. That's the thing. So basically, he looks like, here's the thing, as I thought, because he looks enough
he looks like a young Ra's al Ghul, right?
I know he does, but here's the thing, though. Here's how you can tell. Okay, so Ra's al Ghul, just so you know, because you're going to see a younger Ra's al Ghul in another episode, in the next Ra's al Ghul episode. Just so you know, basically the key to Ra's al Ghul is that he always, when he found the Lazarus pit, he always looks kind of like, he has the facial hair and everything. So the point being, he always looks the same because he just stopped aging at that point for 600 years. So that's how you'll tell him. He's always going to look the same.
All right.
I know you didn't know. I'm just telling you now, going forward. Okay, so they don't get lost.
I just feel like it's a very, very reasonable mistake to make, considering the framing of it's like you. I guess the point of this whole cold open is to set up the fact that it's a cursed tomb, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the thing. That's how you absolutely know it's not Ra's T, because that guy doesn't climb back out. That's how you know.
Okay, I wasn't. I kind of thought maybe that it was like kind of proving Ra's immortality, but.
I mean, look, fair enough. But what I'm saying is, like, it's like he would know what's down there if he. Anyway, let's not linger.
No, you're right. I was dumb. Let's move on.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Everyone had that sort of. Okay, moving on. So the point being, Kid has like nice little interaction with an archaeologist or an explorer of some variety here, very Indiana Jones type. Going into the temple, he's he has like a little lantern. He goes down there. There's green light. Draws his attention, a lot of setup for Act 3 here. Then we have this really great silent sequence. I love how scary and silent this sequence is. It's very Close Encounters. It's kind of like the opening of Close Encounters. We're doing like the dig on the with the sand and everything.
I was gonna say Exorcist, but yeah, kind of same difference.
I'm sure. I'm just saying with the setting, a little Close Encounter. But you're not wrong. Anyway. So, but here, just great sound sequence of like basically you only hear the ambient score here, where you hear the score of like taking like the rope is basically he's being dragged into that room. Something bad happens to him. We don't see what it is. He goes in that green room, and then the rope is like going so fast it burns the guy's hands who's holding it to pull him back up, and the horses are spooked. But they pull the rope up. Finally, it takes a whole bunch of guys to get the one guy who's about to be dragged in the hole with how the force behind was pulling this poor archaeologist in there. The rope has been burned, singed off. Like that guy ain't coming back. So, and we see the kid be all sad, like, "Oh man, I had a Coke and a smile moment with that guy. Now he's gone." Oh,
God. It's kind of like a brief pleasantry, but it's impactful nonetheless.
Yeah, give him the lantern. It was a nice little moment. Anyway, so right. Being burnt rope and horror, we've set up. Okay, and we go to this location. When you see this location again, kids, be scared. Let's go to Scream-O-Vision. Scream! Ah, sorry, obscure freakazoid reference. I was going to get back. Okay, so modern day Gotham. What's our connecting point here?
Okay, so we have the museum coming soon. The treasures of the pharaohs.
Mm-hmm. Yep, trouble's coming to Gotham.
All right, so Lucius is a glow dragon. I like that Lucius is a museum nut.
Yeah.
He says, without a doubt, this is the most important collection of artifacts that Gotham's ever seen, or something to that extent. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah. He's very glowing about what Bruce has done here. It's been a good thing that he's done. Commendable, inspiring. Of course, Bruce Wayne coming with like the bon vivant playboy kind of gag here. and deductible. So we set up the Scroll of Osiris. A little fun fact for the kids out there, for the history nuts out there. So Osiris, for those who may not be aware, is the Egyptian god who was like the lord of the underworld and kind of like judge of the living and dead.
Mhm.
So Osiris, big connecting point, underworld, living and dead. Definitely a Ra's al Ghul kind of like alarm bell should be raised here. So, okay, so they only have half. Only half of it exists, and Bruce Wayne obtained that other half, and he's put in a little museum exhibit, just for the betterment of society.
All right, so then we cut to nighttime, Dragon, and we see a mysterious figure kind of come in. What?
I'm sorry. Before we get there, there's a really funny bit.
Okay.
Bruce Wayne, he plays up that he has to get somewhere. Lucius still kind of like basking at the oldest living Egyptian document known to man. Oh, I'm gonna be late. I gotta go meet Tammy at Chardet's. If ever Batman had a Frasier moment, it was that.
Oh God! All right, so now we see the mysterious figure climbing down on a rope, and egads, he's getting the scroll dragon.
No, he ain't. Batman's there. Batman appears. Of course, really great battle of the silhouettes here. Batman very, very well lit. This room is very well lit by that really yellow looking hallway outside. There's really a really great sequence here, and this is a really good. There's like a little tease here where the first move of this guy, he throws a knife, which of course is Ubu's main opening thing here, which we reveal as he throws the knife. Batman throws the shuriken batarang. Ebola wraps the guy, drags him there, unmasks him, and Ubu! I love the surprise on Batman. It's like it's like giving Batman a Scooby-Doo moment, and it's awesome. Like,
oh yeah, totally. This whole episode does kind of feel like a Batman Scooby-Doo crossover without Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
And I'm not saying that in a bad way, Dragon. I very much enjoy the camp of it all.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Scooby-Doo crossover, more like Batman and Raiders. That's kind of what you have going on here.
Right.
All right, so it's Ubu, which then leads, of course, to who does Ubu work for? The great and powerful Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, yeah.
Ra's makes his entrance, and I love how Ra's makes his entrance. I adore David Warner. You know this. I go on about him like a schoolgirl, but seriously, I love David Warner when he shows up as Ra's al Ghul, and he has this great reminder. Basically, we're recapping the episode for folks who have not seen the two-parter, so in case anyone comes into this like, who the heck is Ra's al Ghul? Well, I'm as surprised as Batman. Who's this Ubu character? What's going on here? Ra's kind of does a little...
Season 3 has like way more continuity than the other two seasons did, Dragon. That's one thing I'm definitely kind of interested in, kind of locking into.
That it does. And again, decent recap here with this really intimidating, cool bad guy kind of walks and kind of recaps what his grudge against Batman is. You could have been my successor, detective. Mm-hmm. Instead, you will suffer the fate of all mortal flesh. And he tosses a freaking cobra at him. How cooler could Ra's al Ghul be, Tiki? That's my question. How much cooler could he be? He tosses an Egyptian cobra at Batman, which bites him and is killing him.
And Dragon, this is like the second or third time this season that Batman gets like just straight up knocked out.
Yeah, but again, it's like one of the best examples of that too. Here, we're like, oh my god, of all the things to knock Batman out, like it's like an Egyptian cobra bite, and he's basically the venom's taking hold of him. He has to act fast as Ra's gets the scroll and Ubu leaves. Batman he breaks open the snake anti-venom capsule on his belt, and he survives by the skin of his teeth on that one, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
All right, so I like this transition back into the Batcave where Alfred's helping Bruce sort of figure out what's going on. Just asking if it was certain it was Ra's. None other.
Alfred doing a little bit of exposition, basically expositing the ending of Demon's Quest. Again, for the kids who may not have seen it, here saying, I thought
a lot of expositing in this first act.
Yeah, I thought he died in the pit months ago, which is fair, because again, we saw that at the very end of the Demon's Quest, the hand pops up, like, okay, Ra's al Ghul's probably alive. But it's still a question how crazy he is. And again, if you actually, he probably snapped out of it along the way, but still, again, pretty crazy idea that Ra's has here and what he's going after. So I don't know, maybe it wore off, maybe it didn't, who knows. Anyway, so point being, I thought he died in the pit months ago, and of course, I thought so too. So Alfred's asking where to, because basically Batman's pieced together the Egyptian cobra. Well, okay, there's obviously an Egyptian theme here, but also, Batman knows who he has to go to in a Ra's al Ghul matter. What should I tell the stockholders, sir? I love that. Just in case the stockholders ask, where should I tell them you've gone? Gibraltar, to look someone up. Of course, I'm always looking up, and I'm very eager for it. So we have a raider. Oh, Tiki, what does Batman do? He travels by map.
He travels by map.
Yep. I love the detail that he does research on the way too. He's just reading on the plane too. He's just getting ready just to know his Egyptian stuff.
And I want to point this out, Dragon. I love how this episode is more. It's almost like a 50-50, like Batman and just like the adventures of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, Batman only shows up in Act 1 and Act 3, and it's really just for one sequence each, really, when you think about it. It's all Bruce Wayne.
So that is that's really cool. It kind of has like an Iron Man 3 vibe to it a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Where it's more about the man.
Certainly. All right, so we have Bruce in his kind of Egyptian suit, like kind of like the travel suit. It's kind of like it's like what Hannibal Lecter or like any number of characters from Raiders of the Lost Ark are wearing. It's kind of like the suit. It's the travel suit. It's kind of the fancy white suit that you wear.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes out some compound guards here, guarding kind of this castle-like, fortified compound. He is then greeted by Talia al Ghul. Again, the way I love that he's fated to meet Talia al Ghul usually always with her drawing this spear gun on him.
Right.
So she appears just like when they first met, and says, "Beloved." Oh, it's a great reveal. It was Talia. He was looking up, and the two of them are getting reacquainted as they go into. Essentially, the idea she moved into one of Raish's many homes that he's acquired over 600 years, which are really nice homes, including like this big castle-like compound here. And basically, he tells Talia that, "Hey, your father survived. He's back." And of course, she's heartbroken that her father didn't look her up. Like, oh God, why didn't he seek me out?
Yeah, Dragon. It's funny because Father's Day is coming up, and from this episode, Dragon, I really don't think that Raish is winning any Father's Day, Father of the Year awards anytime soon, Dragon. I really don't think that's in the cards for him.
Yeah, I'm afraid not. I will mention this though, because you brought it up with Father's Day and everything. One of my all-time favorite Batman things for Father's Day is they did this. They do like this kind of almost Peanut style Batman comic called Little Gotham, like they're kind of cutesy, chibi versions of the Batman characters. And they basically all based around holidays initially, and they did one for Father's Day and Mother's Day. Mother's Day is all about Talia al Ghul and Damian Wayne, the son that she had with Batman, and the Father's Day one's my favorite. It's Jim Gordon and Barbara Gordon. Barbara's taking out her father for Father's Day, but they have to share a table with Talia and Raish.
Yeah, I know about the series. I've seen a few issues of it.
The most adorable thing ever. I love it. Okay, so sorry, moving on. Point being, so he tells Talia Raish is back. Are you sure? Talia, I know the face of my most powerful enemy. I'm sure it's him. And of course, I love we have like this Napoleonic portrait of Raish too. And again, you see he looks the same in the painting too. So he always looks that way.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So Talia tells Bruce that Raish has the other half of the scroll, which is a big deal. This is going to be a big part of the story here.
Oh yeah.
So he's been obsessed with finding the tomb of Thoth Khepera, who's an ancient Egyptian queen, and she's buried somewhere in the Canyon of Tombs, which is really, as you imagine, Canyon of Tombs. A lot of tombs is going to be hard to find that one.
I like that it's literally just like a tomb that's buried in the Canyon of Tombs. It's very on the nose, Dragon.
That it is.
All right, so we travel on a biplane. Or a seaplane. A seaplane.
Is it a seaplane?
I'm pretty sure it's a seaplane because it's got like the landing things underneath, for the water landing.
I guess you're right. I don't know because I can't remember Bruce's plane, but it looked more like a seaplane. But anyway, those point semantics. They're in a plane, but also I want to highlight again because I love the relationship. God help me, it's the. When Batman's asking for Talia's help, she says, "Oh, you're so like him, making me choose between the two of you." Again, the whole star-crossed lovers thing. Oh God, it's like a Romeo and Juliet. If only they could put aside the Ra's al Ghul, but all these two crazy kids could get together. I don't know. Maybe have a kid together, call him Robin. Who knows?
Dragon, I have a shipping name for Batman and Talia.
What do you got?
Truce. You like
Oh
it?
my
You like
god,
it?
that's adorable. Yes.
Right? Right? And doesn't it like fit with the characters too? That's the best part.
It does. I have a dumber name, but I think yours is better. I have like Balia.
Balia. Oh God.
Anyway, okay, the point being, and this is really sweet. Just to show you it's not a one-sided affair here. I love how Bruce kind of comes in with it too, like they're hugging each other, and he says, like, the only thing he and I ever agreed upon is our feelings towards you, Talia. And that ain't that beautiful. Also sets up the ending here, too, with, the love and the trust. And also,
That's
Bruce.
that, that kind of highlights one of the two things that I love about the episode. The one thing I already mentioned, which is just kind of like the batshit crazy, scary imagery towards the end, of course. But the other one, Dragon, and I love how these two kind of go hand in hand with each other, is that this episode is genuinely like a freaking like Humphrey Bogart kind of like, film noir style romance.
Well, you gotta remember, they do go to Cairo, after all. I mean, it doesn't get more Casablanca than that.
No, I mean you're right. You're right. It is pretty on the nose, but still, I love how we frame it. It's because obviously I feel like Casablanca is, of course, like a benchmark in storytelling. It gets parodied all the time.
No question.
But I feel like this is a really interesting way to go about it, where it's like we're telling a Casablanca-esque story, but we're also weaving in of course, Batman and superheroes and Raj Al Ghul and everything like that, and B, like I said, this crazy, scary Egyptian mummy that I can't wait to get to. So I don't know. I just applaud the episode for how different it is in terms of like blending those two genres.
For all the Catwoman Batman fans out there, I'm going to say this. Okay, Bruce Wayne. I think the animated series, some of the truest loves that Bruce Wayne's have like a scene between Bruce Wayne and the girl on a balcony. Look at Mask of the Phantasm with Andrea Beaumont. And look here with Bruce Wayne, Talia al Ghul. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to move on. So we fly on a plane to Cairo. Raish is a hidden sanctuary somewhere in Cairo. Therefore, they're looking for Raish's base so they can find him, and ideally, before he gets to the finds Thoth Capera and finds her tomb. So let's see. So they fly over Sphinx. This is to establish to the kids out there, Cairo, Egypt. So Talia and Bruce, they're in a bazaar here in their expedition pants. By the way, you think I'm just throwing it in there, but it is going to be a very valuable plot point later on. The point being, they're wearing the big poofy explorer pants. So let's see. So they stop by this familiar shop that Talia thinks is the secret entrance to the base, kind of the front, so no one kind of goes snooping around the base. We have the shopkeep, very overzealous, kind of classic bazaar.
I'm a big fan of this random shopkeeper, Dragon. I gotta say.
Yeah, he's very overzealous. He's overselling. He's trying to oversell the place, and of course, you'll know. Speaking
You
of,
can find no finer place than this establishment into which obtain wondrous bargains. For example, a priceless relic from the 7th Dynasty. Only one of its kind, Dragon. And what did they see?
they see a big box full of them that says "Made in China."
God.
So it was even better. Again, speaking to the Bogart of it all, again, one, we're in Cairo, but two, we reference both Bogart movies here because he's selling Maltese Falcons.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Essentially Maltese Falcons. I mean, a little brighter, mind you, but still, it's the same. If you look, it's the exact same thing. I mean, anyway. So let's see. So they're searching the place, and they're using. There's another great Bat gadget here. We're using Batman's ultrasound imager device, which basically kind of helps you find things. Kind of like a little bit of a mini Bat sonar, essentially. Just kind of maps out the location, kind of finds what it's looking for. We find an entrance behind a sarcophagus. There's definitely a theme to the episode. A lot of sarcophagus. So you're gonna find secret entrance, and of course the shopkeep comes back, throws like a rope around Batman's arm there, and says like, "This part of the store is closed to customers."
That's what I'm saying, Dragon. I love that the shopkeeper is like very in character. I don't know. This is one of the things that just really amuses me about the episode is that even like the random throwaway characters like this are pretty memorable.
Yeah, which leads to a skirmish with swords and everything here, where they're crashing into cheap pottery, which is fun. Talia, she handles herself very nicely, and of course, this is really cute, man. This echoes their inner first meeting in Off Balance, and they kind of teamed up together for the first time. And I don't know 100% if this is the case, but I'm pretty sure she echoes Batman's line from Off Balance when she says, we make a good team, no?
Uh-huh.
Like we make a good team, something along those lines. Anyway, so the two of them they go down the secret entrance. They find the scroll and the translation. Of course, Raish has been waiting for him there. He's basically he knows that the intruders are there, and of course, like, oh god, they'll get you too. So Raish gives Talia the cold shoulder for slipping Batman that lockpick with that kiss in Demon's Quest. He's still not happy about that. He tried to send her to a room, but he ended up going down Lazarus Pit. Didn't work out for him. So,
yes, Talia, I am alive. He just says it with such disdain, Dragon.
I know. Yes, Talia, I am alive.
No thanks to, I regret to say, Hajua.
See, I knew when you saw that you were just gonna milk that.
Oh God! All right.
Anyway, so point being, I love this. This is really fun. I kind of noticed in the performance here what Kevin Conroy's doing with Batman here is that Ra's al Ghul allows Batman to drop a little bit of theatricality and get more sassy.
Again, another thing that I really love about the episode is that it's very much just like it's surreal to see like a straight up Batman supervillain talking to Bruce Wayne and having a conversation on an intellectual level, but it's awesome.
Yeah, and Batman just getting sassy with him because he knows and Ra's does respect him by the same tokens. Like because of that, the only way Batman's ever going to make an impact with Ra's if he kind of refutes the respect, a little bit of disrespect at him, where he just really calls him out like, "You got a serious priority problem, Ra's. What can be in that tomb that's more valuable than the love of your daughter?" And again, he's making an absolutely valid point. Like, how come on, Ra's, you've come back to life so many times, and your daughter's always been there for you. How do you reject her, even after she helped you? Again, Batman didn't want a sword fight. You started that sword fight, buddy. That ain't fair. So of course, Raish's answer is power, detective. And I love how he puts the emphasis on power. It's like, oh god, Raish has been looking for this thing for 500 years out of his 600 years. This is a big deal to him. Like basically a power once held by Thoth Capera, the queen of 2 continents. So of course, then they get Batman digging into some. You rarely do get this much Batman comedy. It's so much fun. Where he's saying, "You surprise me, Raish, the world's oldest chauvinist chasing a woman." So Raish clarifies that he's basically, and this is the big namesake of the episode here. He essentially explains that she was an avatar. So an avatar for
I am the avatar. You've got to deal with it.
Oh, did you start it?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, you actually.
I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of that line, but
well, it was like a cute kid anyway. So believe me, there's a. I don't want to bother much. Okay, the point being, if you get to season 2, you're actually going to see what this whole episode's talking about with the avatar. The origins for all that. So basically, what we see here is like the actually what an avatar is. And Corey gets into that in the 2nd season. Anyway, so essentially, an avatar is a spirit with a human vessel. That's what an avatar is. And of course, as you can interpret it, avatar kind of breaches into people with like a different shell for themselves, for their bodies, which of course breeds into any other interpretation of the avatar title. Take it for what you will. Animated one's better. So. Anyways, the point being, this avatar held the power of the gods. Basically, once it inhabits a human shell, you can channel the power of the gods. As Raish goes through, so we have this really great hieroglyphic backdrop as we're kind of going through the Thoth Capera kind of story here, as we see her subjugating her people in tapestry form, I guess. And he's she could control life and death, and she had her people under her thumb for 1,000 years, which even dwarfs what Raish got there. I mean, like 600 years versus 1,000 years. Raish absolutely wants that.
All right. So Talia basically says, "I'm sorry. Go ahead."
Sorry, Batman says, "You sound like a bad Saturday afternoon cereal, Raish." Sheer nonsense. Of course, Batman very skeptical here. But here's the thing, I love the escalation here. And this episode is a huge earmark for Batman going forward here. He's actually doing something truly supernatural this episode. Because think about it, the Lazarus Pit, while yes supernatural, as far as Batman concerned, it's chemical. It's a chemical reaction that is born from the Earth from hundreds of years ago. It's still science. And this is like, he can still always write that off as a scientific thing based around the planet. But this next thing, what he's going to go up in Act 3, is absolutely supernatural. There ain't no refuting it, I'm sorry to say.
Oh yeah, no, it's very much the first time in the animated series that we get just like straight up, just like, no kids, this is Scooby Doo on Zombie Island. This time the
Mhm.
monsters are real.
Oh, yeah. All right.
That was going to be my other holy, by the way. Dragon was Holy Scooby Doo on Zombie Island.
That was a good alternate, I guess. Yeah,
I feel like I feel like it would have been a little too obscure though.
yeah, that's fair.
It's like, wait a minute, Zombie Island, what?
I guess it was Talia do.
Okay, so well, I'm sorry. Go you go ahead. I
Sure.
think I skipped a little. I think I skipped a little far ahead, Dragon. I'm sorry. I need to get
Okay.
back in place.
All right, anyways, here's what happens. So basically, he erases his 600 years of proof that this is supernatural. This is the proof of that power. The fact that I'm around is also gives enough credence that this thing might happen. So it's fueled his obsession. Basically what's saying is that Raish, he has 600 years of life that kind of fueled the obsession that this thing's absolutely possible, and of course he is kind of rewarded for that in a really twisted, screwed up, shining like way. But we're gonna get there. So then we drop the bulletproof, the glass death trap as it is, because it's Batman. You got to have a death trap or two in there. So it kind of drops on Batman and Talia. They're kind of trapped in this glass prism thing. Farewell, detective. Talia. It's said one finds immortality in their offspring. Alas, I know that to be a lie. And again, that's kind of the ultimate insult there. It's like,
Yeah, once again, man, folks, this guy is like clearly not winning a Father of the Year award anytime soon.
yeah, yeah, it's a shame the Al Ghuls aren't getting along. I don't have to tell you.
God.
All right.
Oh God, Dragon. Now I'm just picturing like this is. I'm sorry. This is a silly side tangent here, Dragon. But I'm still hyped up on the Wizos of it all, and now I'm just picturing like, like just Giggler doing the Al Ghouls.
Well, you know that Talia has a sister, so again, if they wanted to, you'd have, basically Ray trying to deal with his two rambunctious daughters.
And the teaser trailer will just be a bunch of different Al Ghouls just saying, "Hello, detective. Hello, detective. Hello,
And
detective."
a beloved in there if it was Talia, anyway, but yeah, sure. Okay. Anyway, silly
It'd be
tangents.
like Jurassic Park. Hello, John. Hello, John. Hello, John.
Okay, all right, so let's rein it back a little. Let's rein it back a little. Okay. So the couple are running out of air, and Talia here is speaking to like, this isn't exactly how I saw us, going out here, but I'm glad at least we'll die together. Which I'm thinking like, oh,
You gotta admit, like, slowly suffocating is a fucked up way to kill your own daughter, man.
it is. But in a way, it's like I think like as far as race is concerned, it's like the closest thing to a mercy he'll allow. She did betray him as far as he's concerned, but it's like at least
The thing to me is, like, I don't necessarily think it's a mercy kill, though, because assuming that they don't get out of that situation, I don't know, Dragon. Like, we're getting into kind of like a Sophie's choice here. But if it were me, I would just want like a bullet to the head. I wouldn't want to like elongate the process.
Well, what I mean is, like, I think it's basically what she's speaking to here. Like, well, at least she's going to die with the man that she loves. Basically, it's Ray saying, well, you chose him over me, so you're going to die with him. So that's kind of like
All right, all right. I get what you're throwing out. Fair
yeah.
enough.
Basically, you want to be with him for eternity. It's going to feel like eternity. That is going to bring you to eternity. Anyway, so we're semantics. Anyway, so point being, it's like, they're together there, and she's like, oh, at least I'm going to die with the man I love. So then, Batman here, he's got a plan. Like, we're not licked yet. So Batman, he rips his big old explorer pants, kind of rips the pockets out, and he kind of makes some makeshift earplugs for Talia and himself. Cover your ears, Talia, and pray. Because basically what he does here, he adheres the ultrasound imager to the inside of the glass, and basically the sound reverberates on the inside and shatters it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
There's a big foreshadow moment here.
Yes.
Batman tells Talia, like, I'm going to do, he's about to change into the bat suit, which of course means we're going to get in the brass tacks. So basically I'm saying, I'm going to do whatever it takes to stop your father, Talia. You know this. I do. And while it breaks, and this is the big setup line, and while it breaks my heart, I will do what I must as well. So, it's a tragic foreshadow. She kind of knows what she's going to have to do.
Just to specifically clarify what she's doing one way or another, Dragon. I'm just noticing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. That's
All right.
cool.
Okay, so the
All right,
Batman
which
suits
leads
up.
to Batman on horseback. Holy shit, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, Dark Knight Returns for the win, baby. Yeah.
Oh god.
So they're riding to the tomb from the opening from 1898. Batman, of course, she's like, "How do you know this is the spot?" Like, I saw the map. Essentially, I saw the translation, but you only saw it for a second. I'm a quick study. Because remember, Batman does have a photographic memory, so one glimpse is all he needs.
Mm.
So the two have beat Raish there, or did they? Because basically they have beat Raish there, but a little bit by design there. So okay, the Batman's there, and now they have the drop on him. So the two of them find the sarcophagus, and then Raish appears, and he's like, "Oh
It's
yes, you're
not
fine."
what it seems, detective.
Yeah. Yeah, Raish goes on about how there's no corpse in there, but the secrets to infinite knowledge and eternal life, which is what Raish Al Ghul's all about, especially if he's looking for a substitute for the Lazarus Pit. So Ubu pushes the slab off of the sarcophagus, pushes the cover off, which reveals.
The episode, we don't get one infidel until the third act.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Save
Again,
the
I
infidels,
yeah, I told you they save infidel. It's against this thing, but they get they save it. They save it
Okay,
up.
you gotta admit, like, they were throwing it around willy-nilly on his first appearance.
But again, that was the runner, and that it was part of the arc, man. It was part of the arc.
All right.
It was in the comic more. Okay, they stripped it back a
Oh,
little.
God. Oh, I can believe that. Yikes.
The point being, just trust me. Again, I think it worked out for the best. So.
I could imagine Frank Miller doing a pretty terrible interpretation of that particular character.
Well, he did. You know about the Holy Terror thing,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's exactly what I'm referring to, Dragon.
Yeah. Thank goodness he didn't make that Batman in the end. Thank goodness. Anyway. Okay, so Ubu pushes the slab off. We reveal what's on the inside. Not a corpse, but scrolls. Unfortunately for Raish, they didn't hold up as well over time as he did. They've been aged by time, much to Ra's al Ghul's dismay. He's very upset by this. It crumbles in his hand.
Mm.
So then we have, as you like to call it, some fighty fight going on here. Batman and Talia.
Fight.
They run away. They kind of draw the fire of the gunman. Batman knocks over like an Anubis statue to take out the gunman. Talia attacks Ubu and with some pottery, as you tend to do. And let's see. So then, as the action's going on, Batman's taking on Ubu, as he tends to do from time to time. Raish triggers a mechanism on the sarcophagus. He's looking for like some sign, something they can use in the situation here. He unlocks a secret entrance and a secret stairway to the green glowing area we saw from the cold open.
And I love how he just like conveniently ignores all the skeletons like that are clearly like surrounded by the green glow.
Yeah, like he interprets those as like those are her followers. What he doesn't realize is not only
Right,
maybe
right.
they are followers, but they could also be victims, like the guy from the opening.
This is a very Black Cauldron-esque set, Dragon. I'm just noticing that.
Yeah. Now you mentioned with all the swords and everything, it is kind of culture.
Yeah, with the green glow and everything too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, too. Yeah, I'm saying like like all the weird like skeletons within the green and everything. Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's see. So Raish finds Thoth Capera herself, which he didn't even expect to find. He was expecting like the remnants, but oh my God, she's still kicking, man! And so we reveal what was behind the green stuff with this, we surrounded by the bones of her followers and victims. And out of the ooze emerges the initially a very beautiful Egyptian queen. By the way, celebrity voice here. Nichelle Nichols, Uhura from.
Oh yeah. I noticed that.
So she's saying, "Join me, and if you join me, you shall share. You can share knowledge with me. We are legion."
Then Raish, I just love how Raish is just kind of like he's humbled, Dragon. He's like, I have searched for you for over 500 years. Tell me your secret.
I love how quiet David Warner got in that scene. It's like, I am Raish Al Ghul. I've searched for you for 500 years. Tell me your secrets. It's great. So basically, he wants the powers of a god to be passed on, the knowledge and everything. Sure, if you join us, if you if you join us, I'll give you all that power. You got to surrender yourself. Then Raish is kind of hypnotized. He's holding a sword to be on his best guard, but he just drops that sword, man. He's entranced by the eyes and everything, and he walks up to her. And Batman was kind of half right with that chauvinist thing going after a woman because, again, she kisses him. Which then leads to a Shining style horror show. We're gonna get to there because we see the hand starts to mummify, and boy oh boy, it's gonna get scary, folks.
Oh yeah.
So Batman and Talia, they find Raish getting his soul sucked out by Thoth Capera. She turns the face camera into a horrific mummy face, man. Like, oh god.
Oh boy. And Dragon, this is where John R. Dilworth just suddenly like takes over.
Yeah, it's Bruce Timm's version.
Just like, hey guys, I'm here. I'm gonna co-direct for a while. Move over, Kevin.
So let's see, Batman.
Seriously, Dragon, I just want to make like I know that there's a bunch of controversy going on around about J.K. Rowling, but you know what else is new? But what she's doing to Raish, Dragon, is essentially a Dementor's kiss. For you Harry Potter kids out there. She's essentially a Dementor's kiss, Dragon, is essentially when you suck the soul out of your victim.
You know, I saw an anime equivalent to a Dementor's kiss once.
Did you?
On Naruto. They did something like. I'm not a huge Naruto guy, but I've seen seen a couple episodes, and they do that once where like he's going up against his opponent who's trying to steal a soul like that.
It's not exclusive to Harry Potter. I just think Harry Potter's probably like the most well-known.
I think you're right. I'm sorry, I didn't know if there was like kind of done anyway, but yes. Point being, soul-sucking kiss, very scary stuff.
I mean, of course, it's based on like the myth of the succubus, I assume.
Yeah, presumably, yeah. Just a little less, yeah. Okay, so let's see. So Batman's holding her off with like a bola, you know, just like wrapping her hands as Talia goes to save her father, who, by the way, guy who's already fighting the aging process. This is not good for him. I mean, he's starting to look his age. So of course, and this is great too. It's even more twisted here. Where she's, no man may defile me and live.
Oh God.
Or no one can defile me and live. I don't know if she's referring to the kiss or like Batman like trying to strike a god or a goddess or like, you know, some sort of I don't know, but the point being, it's like, okay, they're boned. This is not good. So let's see. So then we have the morphing effects. Again, this is the morphing effects of Junio, which they love to do. Again, very like, you know, where they have like these kind of skeletal monster things kind of starting to emerge from the thing, but it's all like getting to these green tentacles as well. It's like, oh, it's really trippy stuff, man. Big bombastic.
Well, still the childhood trauma, man. I'm Dragon. I'm curious. As a kid, did this terrify you?
Well, it weirded me out. It didn't terrify me.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't like...
I feel like as a kid it would have terrified me. Especially, I don't know, I have a thing like... I know you haven't seen The Shining, but do you know about that one scene where Jack goes into the bathroom and then he's like making out with a woman and then the woman turns out to be the old hag?
Well, yeah, that's why I keep saying The Shining every 5 seconds when we get to this scene. Yeah, it's like... I know this scene.
Okay, so that's I saw that scene when I was like 10, and it scarred me. So I think if I would have seen this as a kid, I would have been utterly traumatized, Dragon. I'm kind of both jealous and sort of like not at the same time that you got to experience this as a kid. All right.
So, I mean, the reveal freaked me out, but it was like...
That's what I'm saying, man. The reveal is that would be the big freaky thing for me, too.
That's what I'm saying, because it sounds like you're asking, am I afraid of the big...
The rest of it is just kind of icing on the cake, though. Especially, I think another thing that wouldn't have sat right with me is just Raj Al Ghul just kind of deteriorating, because I had a lot of thoughts about just like I was a really morbid kid, right? I don't want to get into it, but I had a lot of thoughts about death when I was a kid, just like the concept of death. So that would have freaked me out too.
All right. So let's see. So the point is, well, Batman's holding her off as Talia's saving her father. We have this really, as the morphing effects start here, like this giant tentacle like wraps Talia and like is dragging her back, and we have this great. I imagine Thoth Capera is like seeing an even better vessel for herself. She wants to remain female in Talia, so that's probably what the intention is with this bit here. And they have this really extreme. I don't know if you noticed, like, they have this really extreme close up on Batman, like the like has like a little thing in the background, like almost like a little like line effect behind, like Talia.
Right.
So Batman,
Little anime there.
yeah, a little anime. So Batman awesomely he leaps to save Talia, uses a sword that he's kind of getting while he's being dragged on the way there. Basically cuts the tentacle off and saves Talia. He then tosses a grenade at Thoth Capera. No effect.
And Dragon, by the way, I love how Batman. This is one of those situations where it's like he has no fucking reservations at all about killing this damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like obviously it's not human. Obviously. And I mean, like this is the sort of like just sometimes you get into a thing where like Batman, like animals and non-human things, like does it apply? Where it's like
right, yeah.
There's a case by case basis thing. Like if he'll try not to kill the animal.
I think if it's a case by case basis, Dragon, then this is clearly a case of like, yes, kill it with fire, which is literally what he tries to do with the grenade.
Pretty much, and yeah, I mean, in all fairness, yeah, it's like definitely. I think it's before he starts to meet and greet like aliens on a regular basis in Justice League. So this is like he's on. This is like before he befriends the Martian Manhunter and that sort of stuff. And again, it's also like the Long Dead thing where she's all about death and it's like more like a zombie, so it's fine.
Right.
But I hear it, absolutely. Like, again, there's a little bit of fear and compunction. Again, it's a loophole.
I'm just saying it's awesome that we have a threat that's so terrifying that Batman has absolutely no reservations about killing it.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's see. So Batman here is like, he does the grenade, no effect. He tells her to keep going, don't look back. I'll do what I can. That was your favorite line.
Hold on. I love the reveal of the no effect of the grenade because, of course, we get like this is almost like another kind of like anime inspired scene too, Dragon, where it kind of reminds me of like one of those moments in Dragon Ball where they throw a big effect at a big cosmic wave at the villain. There's a big explosion, and then the villain steps out from the dust unharmed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've seen that so many times.
Right.
How do we show this guy's a tough hombre? Well, we throw everything we got at him, and he's fine, not even a scratch.
Oh God, Dragon, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I guess there's that too.
No, there is that. Embrace it, man. That's an awesome moment. Come on now. You're with me on the Rise of Skywalker camp.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's see. So anyway, so like you keep going, don't look back. I'll do what I can to stop that thing.
That's a great Conroy delivery.
This is basically Batman. He joked about earlier, like you sound like a bad Saturday afternoon serial. But again, he's living this Saturday afternoon serial right now. He's in kind of like the B movie Saturday afternoon serial. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, so let's see. So Batman, with all his might, he pushes like he's back against the wall to like this giant like guardian statue. Like it's like a Ra statue or something. Like shoves this thing onto the entrance. Basically, she's gonna be locked in there. Like it's gonna collapse in on her. Like at least at very least, it's gonna slow her down so they can get away. At the very least, like he doesn't know if it's gonna kill her or not, but maybe. So anyway, pushes this giant thing on her. The whole place begins to collapse because of the whole structural integrity of the place. Batman's just running past Ubu, and the henchman leads to this great moment with Ubu. If you're gonna do the infidel gag, he's like infidel. Like hey, infidel. And of course, again, it's like a great callback to the "no one should ever precede me" thing. Like hey. We went through this! Anyways, of course, the infidel, he sees, oh god, the place is collapsing. The henchmen and Ubu are running, and Ubu falls. And I love this moment, man. This is again where like the whole older brother, little brother thing with them kind of comes back into the fray here, where he's always been a little jealous of Batman for being the successor choice. Batman saves Ubu's bacon. Like Ubu's a guard, Batman just grabs him and takes him, drags him out to the entrance. It's great, like him holding the cape and everything. It's adorable.
Mm-hmm. All right, so they're all riding out on horseback together, and of course, Batman is surrounded by all of Ra's al Ghul's henchmen, and his daughter, Dragon. What come on. 2 plus 2 equals 4. What do you think is going to happen in this scenario?
To be fair, we've seen him whoop Ubu's butt on the regular, and again, Raish has just been through a lot. I mean, he has regained his essence, though, so to be fair, Raish did regain his essence, so it would have been an even fight. Basically, he would just have to go up against Raish.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying the physical fight of it all, just the backstabbing. The backstabbing is inevitable.
Right. Yeah, I guess you're right about that, yeah. It's like, anyway, So Batman's leading Raish and his men to the authorities on horseback here. Then Raish has a moment with Talia here where he genuinely apologizes. It's a question of how genuine it is. I like to think it is genuine. Where Raish, he underestimated Talia's love for him, where he says, because again, he admits that he was mistaken about her betraying him. Like, I abandoned you in my heart, Talia, but obviously you had not done the same. Thank you. That's a beautiful little, again, horrible moments as a father earlier on in the episode, mind you. I'm not trying to undo any of that. Just saying, again, he's making an effort. Again, it's like, why is Beth Smith, stay so loyal to Rick Sanchez? Because they have their Shoney's moments. That's why. He's like a Shoney's moment. So, Talia's asking Batman what her plan for her father is. I'm going to take him to the authorities. He has much to answer to. He says it so gravely because, again, Raish has done a lot of terrible things. So then we have the big, oh god, here's the big moment. This is the big. She holds Batman at gunpoint yet again, and again, I love that this time when she does it. I'm truly sorry, beloved. And that's the tragedy of the relationship right there. That's why.
Oh yeah, totally. Star-crossed at its best.
There's always going to be that turn that they forge their relationship in off balance. There's always going to be that turn when he turns. Talia calls for him. He turns around. She's holding a gun on him, betraying him for her father. That's what it's always going to be.
She just dramatically cuts Raish's bonds. They drive off, or they gallop off, I should say.
They ride
Another
off.
time, detective.
Yeah. And then what happens?
Ubu throws a canteen of water at Batman.
Yeah, of course. Which is such a little show of respect for saving his life. And in general, I like to think since the second part of Demon's Quest, because Batman always bested him physically. It's like him acknowledging, yeah, he saved me yet again. He is kind of my better. And, it's like, yeah, he was chosen for the job rightfully. It's infidel or no. It's like, yeah. But also, it's like, in fact, he saved my life. At the very least, I owe him a debt here, so I'm not going to let him, die of thirst in the desert. So he tosses in the canteen. It's like old. It's a beautiful, small little moment. I've always loved it. My favorite moment with Ubu is that along with the whole, that's strike 3. Those 2 moments are my favorite Ubu bits. Anyway, so Batman alone in the desert just, yes. Another time, and I'm going to go up one of these days. Because yet again, Raj Al Ghul kind of evades his grasp. Again, the Batman villain who keeps getting away.
Oh God, yes, another time. All right, okay, and that's it. So final thoughts, Dragon. Like I said, I really do. It's not like I wouldn't call this like the best of the season, but I think it was definitely the most surprising. I kind of went in with no real expectations. I wasn't expecting it to be nearly as good as Demon's Quest because you were all hyped up about Demon's Quest. But honestly, Dragon, just for my personal taste, with the horror of it all and everything like that, and the film noir, I don't know, like, because it's comparing apples and oranges a little bit, obviously, because Demon's Quest is a 2-parter. But I think I might like this one a little bit more, dare I say? Subjectivity, Steven? But yeah, just overall, it's a really good, well put together. Drake, we recently talked about an episode, the Killer Croc episode that had Batman like really out of his element, just like running around a swamp in the daytime, and that was just really bizarre. And this episode, I feel like, is a great counterbalance to that one, where it's Bruce Wayne. That's what you need to do. It's like, I feel like Bruce Wayne having these adventures. Like, to be honest with you, Batman, I feel like I just called you Batman. Jesus Christ. To be honest with you, Dragon, I'm sorry. I'm getting really into my point here. I'm getting really passionate.
All right, go on.
To be honest with you, Dragon, I think that, oh God, now I lost it.
You think Bruce Wayne? You're on Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne instead of Batman.
Yeah, well, okay, right. I just think that you don't even really need Batman in this episode, to tell you the truth, if you think about it.
It's a valid point. Yeah, you really don't. Basically, we kind of need him for the aesthetic, so we can call it like a Batman.
That's what
Kind
I'm
of like,
saying. That's what I'm saying. But like, especially in Act 3, like in Act 3, it's really more of just like, oh, I'm gonna change for cosmetic purposes.
it's a quota thing, absolutely. But again, like the studio would never approve an all Bruce Wayne episode, and you know it.
But you know what? I just kind of pretend that it is an all Bruce Wayne episode, and I look at it, and it's really cool. If you look at it from that department.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Right. Final thoughts from me. I mean, look, for me personally, it's no Demon's Quest, but it's another globe-trotting Ra's al Ghul story. A lot of fun. I'm always down for more Ra's al Ghul, especially when done right. And again, I'm a huge proponent of the Batman-Talia al Ghul relationship. I love the pieces, Balia or a truce, if you will. We're definitely laying track for the overall for Ra's al Ghul in this episode, which basically again we're kind of laying track. Again, he's always looking for the alternate for the Lazarus Pit, which is going to keep going. Again, we're also next time we're going to see Ra's, we're going to be going back in time as well, very extensively. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mainly the function of the episode is to establish that Ra's is still around, which will lead to even more memorable encounters. But again, this is one that really gets lost in the scuffle, I feel. Because again, some people are weirded out by the third act, by the whole like uber supernatural thing. But again, it's part of the course. In the grand scheme of things, we got to introduce Batman to the stuff that's out there, and the only proper villain to do that with is Ra's al Ghul. So it all fits. It all fits really well. So again, the episode, it's a love story. I mean, the episode's like it's like a love letter to Raiders, the old serials, a little bit of Bogart in there. It's a little bit of the Mummy, I guess, if you want a little bit of Mummy and The Shining. This episode's a little bit of everything in the best of ways. It's really fun. And again, it's kind of like what comes out of season 3. Season 3, when they really went for the continuity as well as like going for the fences. Like, let's just try it. Let's feel really comic book with this season as we're adapting some of the stuff. Let's do some of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Dragon, I'm getting a kind of a poor connection here, so why don't you wrap it up really quick?
All right. Poison Ivy, a happy homemaker, a horticultural horror show, Batman in the daylight, can Batman and Robin stop the Cactus Men caper? Will Poison Ivy turn over a new leaf? Tune in next time and find out. Same animated bat time, same animated bat place.
On the next visit to the animated Batcave with Home and Garden.
House and Garden.
House and Garden. Sorry, I thought I mistyped it. I should be able to trust my own judgments there, Dragon. I'm sorry. The next visit to the animated Batcave with House and Garden. I'm gonna find a way to stop that thing.
That thing.